We're building the SpaceShipTwo-Ish rocket in this episode, and we're going to start out by cutting out some of the alignment jigs, and then we're going to get to the construction, and we're going to start assembling these fin units on the external pods. So stay tuned for that.
Welcome to Advanced Construction Videos, where we show you how to tackle rocketry, building techniques, and more. On our website, we sell kits, motors, building supplies, and electronics. So come and learn, shop, build, and fly when you visit us at apogeerockets.com.
To make assembly of the parts more precise, we've got a couple of more templates. Now these templates are tools, and I'm going to cut them out of foam board. If you don't have foam board, you can use cardboard. That works just as well. As before, whenever I do a template, I spray the backside and then stick it to the material. This stuff is crap. Okay. Okay, and then it's just a matter of cutting it out. Okay, so my templates are cut out. This one, I'm going to check the fit to make sure that it does go through. I may have to trim it. Actually, it's okay. This one is for the main wing. So here's where the main wing is going to go. And let's see, that's going to go right there, actually. I have to maybe open up my tab just a little bit. So that's going to go there like that. There's going to be a nose cone that goes on here like this. And then the strake will go down here. And then on this side, we'll have two wings. Where did I put them? Here they are. They're going to go like this. And then there'll be another nose cone here. And then finally, there's going to be this, like that. So what I'm going to start with is these two wings here. Now we're going to start gluing up things. And I want to test fit everything first before I glue it in. So these are going to be glued in there like this. And if you look inside, and I don't know if you can see that, the two tabs will be touching each other like that. And we're going to glue them together, and that's going to give some strength. But what I want to do is I want to actually put a piece of wood over the top of that seam to make it harder to bend, to make it even stronger. The other thing that I want to double check before I do that is this end right here is actually curved a little bit. So I want to make sure that I can still get that nose cone in there. Because if I can't get it in this way, then I have to put the nose cone on first and try to put the splice from this side, and that's a lot deeper inside. So I think I can get it in and out okay. So, so that piece of wood, if you have scrap wood, this is a piece of scrap basswood. So I'm just going to cut a pencil It could be a little bit shorter. So that will be my length. This is some tough wood. I'm going to need two because I got two sides. So this one I need to stretch this a little bit longer. Okay. All right, so also I want to make sure that these fins are perfectly flat, or 180 degrees from each other. So I'm also going to use a fin alignment jig. So this is our Apogee 33 millimeter, which is a BT55 tube, 1/8 inch thick fins. These are not 1/8 inch, so these are 3/32 or yeah. So I need to splice them or to shim them. So I'm going to take some Post-it notes. I'm going to use this as a shim. So like right now I have 3 sheets of paper here. And if I put it into here like this, I want to be able to get it in through one of the slots. And if it doesn't want to go, then I'll just remove a piece of paper. So that's kind of tight. So I'll make it 2 pieces of paper. There's one. There's 2. Okay, so that's better. And then there's equal amount of paper on both sides. Okay, and I'm going to need 2 of those because I got 2 fins. Okay. So we'll start by putting that in there. I'm going to put 1 fin in here. And I'm going to put the other fin in there. And I'll stick my shim like that. This one's going to need some shimming in there. And then like that. Okay, so now I'm going to pull it apart. Now I can start putting glue on. And for this, I'm going to use thick CA because it gives me a longer working time. And the reason I'm using CA and not super glue is I put CA along the edges of the fins. Because I did that, now wood glue is not going to penetrate into the wood. So we almost have to use super glue, or you could use epoxy. So I'm going to put a bead of glue. So my nose cone is going to stop there, so I don't need glue all the way to the edge. And this is the edge that's going to stick to the other one. And then some here. Set that aside for just a second. So I can do this one. I got to do both of them pretty much at the same time. Do I? I think so. We'll find out. Okay. And this one. And my shim don't want to go in. Sometimes if you go all the way across first, okay, that's as far as it's going to go because I'm hitting right there. So, all right, so now I'm looking down through there, and I got to figure out how I'm going to get this on top of that. I have this nifty little grabber that we use. We sell these things. Yeah, that will work. And so I'm just going to put some glue on here. Okay, can I get my finger on there? I got to be careful here. Okay, so I got another tab right here, and I want to make sure, see, I got that piece of wood on there. Just have to make sure that I don't, there's room for that tab, but that tab is pretty short, so it's only about 1/8 of an inch, so it's going to clear my piece of wood that I put on here. And, okay, so I'm just pushing down on it to make sure that it stays put. I want to make sure that these are locked together nice and tight. That looks pretty good. It's not centered quite right, but it's got enough that it's overlapped, so that's good enough. I don't think you can see inside there, but I'm trying to put that piece of wood, laminate it to the joint that goes across, and that's going to make that nice and stiff. Okay, so then if you have little gaps right there, that's okay. We're going to fill those later when we put the fin fillets on. All right, so now this one will go. Now this one, yeah, this is fine. It's going to go into here like, oops, wrong way. It's actually going to go in like this. And the unfortunate thing is I'm not going to be able to use this because I can't get it over the edge. Now this one here, okay, so this one, we're going to put that nose on. It's tight, but it works. Okay, so I'm going to glue that on, and instead of putting the glue there, I'm going to put it on the inside here. And I'm not going to put, I need to put glue here, but I'm going to put that on afterwards. Okay, so now that's on. So this time, that's a pretty nice tight joint, so I'm going to use some thin CA. Okay, that looks pretty good. I like it. I'm afraid to put this on. Okay, so this one has to go on there like that. And it's going to follow the curvature of that, like that. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to start here on the cardboard. Make sure that it aligns nice. And this one I'm going to have to just eyeball. Don't like eyeballing. But I need, I'll just line it up with the tip right here to make sure that it's nice and straight. Okay, I'm going to use some thin CA. Just want to get it tacked down. It's hard to get it perfectly in the center. Okay, so now I'm going to go here with thin CA, put a bead right in there. I'm going to accelerate it. Okay, now I'm going to look at it. That's not too bad. I like it. All right. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So I'm going to do the same one on this, and then in the next step, we'll, I think we have to put in the motor mount first before we can start gluing wings onto things. So I'll be right back, and then we'll start in on the motor mount, and this will be done.